Hi there. So I can't sleep because I usually do the night shift and I took the night off to catch some sleep and now I can't sleep. And I'm finally doing the modeling frequently asked questions um that come to mind. The first one being it was a photographer who I really wanted to work with. Said, I can't work with you right now, but if I ever have a situation come up, then I'll give you a call. And so that occasion finally arose where he wanted me to be a backup model. He also wanted me to recruit other models to be backup models. And I do that often, so I'm like, okay. What he needed were people with slender arms. I couldn't get people last minute because everyone had plans. So I asked if I could bring my little brother since he's really skinny, he doesn't have hairy arms and stuff as a female if it's just his arms. He said fine, and I brought him to the apartment where we were meeting at because we were using the apartment pool to find bongs, alcohol, and dildos all around the apartment. And my brother, he's 14, so it's not like he doesn't know that these things exist, but I don't necessarily want him to be seeing that. And then the entire time, I told him my curfew was 11 because I had my little brother in the car. So we sat in this apartment with all this crap around in complete silence, like not saying a word to anyone. And I tried speaking to, the other models or him or something, and it would be like dead end conversations every time. So it was like, the second one being, I also, there's this one 16-year-old model who I shoot with all the time, and we have sex, and we snort cocaine together. You want to do that? And I'm like, not, not really. Oh, you sure? And then we can do like a half naked shoot. Yeah. Haven't seen well, I spoke to him a few times just to be like, no, but I haven't seen him since. Well, my personal opinion is anyone could be model material because, I mean, there's the look aspect to it too, of course. However, the most talented models don't have to rely on their looks. But there is a lot of skill factor to it. I mean, it's not just sitting there, it's like, no, you have to know the lighting, you have to know your poses, you have to know what clothes you're wearing, you have to know your photographer's pros and cons. There's actually a lot of thinking that goes into it, into being a good model. Once you know your angles and all of that other stuff, then yes, I do think you can be model material despite who's asking. Like, anyone. I got something in my eye. I'm over it. Yeah, okay, I'll try. The problem is there's about 75 other people who have asked the same question. Um, I personally do is I'll find my favorite picture of you, and I'll put it in a folder in my laptop, and every time someone approaches me to find another model, or I want to do a creative multiple models, I'll send the photographer that entire list, and they choose from the pictures. My best advice into getting into modeling is, yeah, put your foot in the door with asking people who are already models. Sure, let's do that. But just ask. Like, honestly, it's so easy. You just go up to a photographer and be like, hey, I like your work. Would you be interested in doing a creative with me? Um, in which case, there are two options, or three. One, no. Two, yes, I'd love to. Three, yes, but there's a fee. But there's tons of photographers who will do it as a hobbyist or as a portfolio builder. So, as a model starting out, find those ones. I started modeling. My very first shoot was February of 2012, and that was with Quentin Crookshanks, and that was really cool. And but then I didn't really get serious until the summer of 2012, and then I became an agency represented model in February of 2013. No, you don't. Like I said before, it's all about angles. I mean, um, I personally, I'm a healthy weight in real life, but in the modeling industry, I'm actually considered a plus-sized model, and I'm considered overweight, and more successful than a lot of skinny models who have no skill. And that's because I've developed the skill over time and can outbeat those despite my weight and despite the whole stereotype on modeling. The answer is sometimes. Um, Basically, like I said, I started in February 2012 and I did exactly a year of free shoots. I had a year to work on my skills, network, etc., and just get my name out there. And once I was able to put agency represented model on my resume, then I started charging. Um, and mostly, I have my own rates, sure, when people ask, but usually I'm applying to casting calls that already have set prices in which they're willing to pay. And, you know, I've been paid in products or product services or as much as $100 an hour, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I still do creatives. I try to do a shoot every week just to stay in the loop. I haven't recently because obviously I'm in the middle of moving. What was I talking about? Shit. Sometimes. Um, so the best part for me is the awesome people I get to meet. I mean, people in this industry are just so cool and so creative and just so awesome. And basically my closest friends around the industry. And it's not, I hate saying that because people automatically assume it's like, oh, she's only friends with pretty people. Ah, ha, ha. No, I'll tell you right now, photographers, they're not always the prettiest people. It's just because everyone is just really chill and has these awesome personalities that are mesh with mine because obviously I'm in the industry too. So it's really cool and we just like we'll hang out and we'll be like, hey, want to take some pictures? Yeah. Want to go adventure in a forest? Yeah. Want to climb a waterfall? Frig yeah. So I don't even remember the question for that either. Oh, the worst part. The worst part is you do get a lot of criticism, and I'm not just saying this because I have actually learned to let things go through one ear and out the other. Um, for example, I'm told that I'm overweight, probably um, every fifth shoot. Um, or people will like stare at my face and be like, ooh, Sierra, your jawline is a different angle than this jawline. Your smile is crooked. And just go off. It's like, you've got one hair right here that actually you can't see on camera unless you zoom in. Like, uber. People will, like, pick you apart and just say everything. And you know what I say? I actually don't say anything. I'm just like, okay, this is a fun question. And there's actually like 12 different ways I can answer this. But the biggest thing, so my first shoot was with Quentin Cruikshank's photography, and Lex Vandella is her modeling name. Although I do believe she's going off her personal account, Janet Pants. Um, so basically, I have my own face and body painting business, and Janet and I went to the same private school, and though we weren't in the same grade or did we speak much to each other, we did follow each other on Facebook. And by that I mean mostly I creeped her all the time, and she messaged me and was like, hey, can you paint this awesome mask on my face, which you can see here. And she said, yeah, why don't you bring some dresses or something and do your first shoot? And so this happened. Was able to break the glass between real life and modeling because it was like, hey, it's not that hard to get into the business. Do it. So I started posting things on Facebook, and I did and still do this thing called site modeling on Facebook, which is basically you're in this network of people around the world who are usually in the alternative style, and everyone just promotes each other, and everyone's just really friendly towards each other. Um, So I was doing that, and I went to a party. I need to hiccup again. Just kidding. Wait. No, it's not coming. Anyway, there were some people who were very, 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 very intoxicated. And I was wearing my spirit hood. So this girl who I had never met before um, went up to me and was like, I need to pet your face, meaning my spirit hood. So I just like kind of put it on her head and, you know, did my own thing. And like every time I walked by her, she was like, like petting the spirit hood. And after the party, and I got my spirit hood back, she went back and she was rooming with a photographer, and she remembered me because she was a site model too, and we didn't really know this until after. But she went up to her roommate, who is Pat McKirkin, and I'm probably saying his last name wrong because I always do, but he's one of my best friends, and he's also High Impact Imagery, but he's rebranded to Patrick McKirkin. Uh-oh. She was like, check out the site model that I met at this party. I can't believe I met her because we're internet Facebook friends. And then Patrick was like, ooh, red hair. I like red hair. And was like, let's pull a shoot together. And he saw my pictures only through site modeling. And so site modeling pretty much got my second foot in the door, and we became really good friends, and we shot like like 3 times a week, probably. I don't know. I may be over exaggerating. That was a long time ago, but lots and lots and lots. I think that was the last of my questions. Yeah, I was just networking from there on. So I'm going to go eat a jar of olives, methinks, if we have any left. I think I may have eaten them already. Try to get sleepy. Give Mama sleepy.